Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the WLOX Expert Alert. I'm Jim Tabor, your host, and this is a program that we do a couple times a week where we'll bring in experts in different fields of business here along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Well, today we've got a couple of gentlemen from OS Lumber and Supply over in Ocean Springs. Fred Moran, who is the owner, and Charlie Glenn, who is the general manager and grand poobah of OS Lumber and Supply. This is a company that's been around for quite a while. And we were talking together here a couple of weeks ago. Interesting stories. And since you're the owner, Fred, I want you to tell us the history and how OS Lumber and Supply got started.
So in 1925, my grandfather, who would have been about 28 years old at the time, so a young entrepreneur, set up Ocean Springs Lumber Company in 1925 on a piece of property that his father-in-law owned in downtown Ocean Springs on Bowen Avenue, and began a very small retail lumber company there. And he ran the store there obviously until the Depression hit. Mm-hmm. And when the Depression came in 1928-30, in that time frame, the company really didn't have much in the way of sales. And so they converted the business to a business of salvage lumber company, and they offered the services of their men to tear down structures to take them off of the tax rolls so that the people could retain the ownership of the land. And so we wound up being a used lumber dealer for about 10 years until the Depression ended. And then gradually we regained our roots as a retail lumber company selling new product.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's been at a few different locations too. Over this period of time leading up to today.
Correct. Charlie took over the management after my uncle Duncan Moran passed away in 1995, and an opportunity presented itself for a building that was coming up for auction on Government Street in Ocean Springs. And so in 1998, Charlie and I made the decision to move the company up to 1611 Government Street and rebrand it as OS Lumber and Supply. And at that location, we've had 3 different expansions of the operations there, increasing our warehousing and our distribution center for deliveries and, again, trying to better serve our customers.
Now, what we'll have to do some future shows is maybe take some pictures of some of the memorabilia that y'all have come across. You were showing us when we were there talking here a couple of weeks ago, like the ledgers that they kept records of purchases every day, and the amounts were just mind-blowing.
Right. So sales for the day could range from, say, 25 cents to maybe $1.25 all throughout the 1930s. Mm-hmm. It's hard to imagine that in today's environment, but yes, I think it's a story of persevering as a small business through difficult, challenging times.
Now, the size of the building compared to what it was years ago has changed quite a bit with the size of the building itself and the warehouses, right, Charlie?
Yeah, right now we're probably 60,000 square feet or a little bit more than that, and so we got the smallest nut and bolt that you need all the way up to the biggest countertop you need, and so we can service you any way you need.
Well, you got a huge line. I mean, what OS Lumber Supply carries as far as a plethora of different things to do just about anything. I mean, it's not only for contractors, but the do-it-yourselfer, the weekend builder or tinkerer, so to speak.
Yes, absolutely. So if you come in our front door, you're going to get the same service you would if you're a builder or a contractor. We'll service you if you just need the littlest bolt for your smallest bolt for your lawnmower, and if you need a 2x4 in the back of our warehouse, we got staff there to service you. And then if you need to build a house, we're there to do a takeoff for you. We have salesmen to take care of that. We have cabinets, we have windows, we have doors, so from step one to the final stage of your house, we can take care of you.
And paint, big supply, and these are some of the things that we're going to talk about in future shows to where and have some of their experts on there talking about different things like the different paints you have, different cabinets that you have that people can purchase. So besides the lumber and hardware items and the cabinets and doors, you really do have it all as far as the things that you have in the store.
Yes, we have craft-made cabinetry. We have Benjamin Moore paint. We've aligned with them so that we have a good line of paint. We have professional team members there that have 20 years of experience, 15 years of experience. So we have every position that we have has an experienced staff member there that can take care of your needs.
And I think that's something important, because somebody that comes in there that doesn't know what in the world they're going to need, and just briefly talking about, as we have before, paint projects. This is kind of the time of the year if you're going to do a paint project, because the weather's nice and cooler, and it's going to be a lot better, and maybe not so damp. Today it is, but
Right.
in the future, so you want to know exactly what types of paint. And you have outdoor stuff, as garden stuff. I went in there not long ago when I came by looking for snake repellent, and y'all were just out that day. They
Right.
usually keep that on site, but of all the odd things, because that you can see, but you can see from their website a lot of the different things that you can go to and find. They do have at OS Lumber and Supply, a complete website of things that people that want to shop.
Absolutely, and our website will be updated in the near future to where you can actually shop on our website. That's our goal, to try to compete with our competitors so that it can be even more convenient.
Mm-hmm. Y'all take a lot of pride in keeping a great selection of items in the store to cover just about anything, and I know you work a lot with general contractors.
We do. Over the years, our inventory of items that we carry has expanded to what, Charlie? We're
Well over 16,000 right now.
different items.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so you don't realize just what our storefront looks like, how many items we do have.
Until inventory comes up, then you
Yes.
you just handled that this past weekend.
That's right.
And that you have to basically close the store to handle that.
Yes, absolutely.
We do. It's been a growth story really from the beginning, and I think one of the telling things for me as a owner of the business is that our customers are now, we're supplying customers basically from state line of Louisiana to the state line of Alabama, and our delivery service also covers that territory as well. So it's gratifying to me to see that we can supply customers across the entire Mississippi Gulf Coast and up to Hattiesburg.
And you again, working closely with contractors from the point where they'll come in with blueprints, and you can sit down and decide, okay, I need this, and this, and bring it to them in stages.
I think Charlie's best able to address the.
Yes, we have 3 salesmen that will meet with the customer, whether it be just a homeowner who's going to build their own project, own house, or a contractor that we deal with on a daily basis. But they can guide the homeowner and the contractor from the foundation stage all the way to the finished stage. And we have our team has plenty of experience, and they try to keep up with all the local code officials so that they can tell you what you can and cannot do. And we're no engineer or architect, but we try to keep up to date on all the things that you can and cannot do in a job.
Yeah, I have a couple of minutes left. Do you have a lot of people that individuals that come in and they've gone on Facebook, I mean not Facebook, I'm sorry, but they've gone online and found something that they like, and they say, oh, I want to build this in the backyard. It looks like I could do it easily, but they're not sure where to start. What kind of wood to use, what kind of anchors that they have to use. If they're going to anchor something down to a cement pad or things like that. And again, as you said, you have the experts in there that can tell them, okay, you're going to need this, and this, if you want it to be proper.
Right, we will guide you on those details that are missed on those TV shows or online, because
they leave a lot out on those things when they build those.
So
it's all from the ground, all of a sudden it's up.
Yeah. So
what happened in between?
We try to guide the customer through that whole process, and sometimes people are just rather surprised that, oh, I didn't know we had to do this to get to this point. And so it's, and our staff really loves to help people. That's what we have always put our stamp on, is that we are service oriented, and that's what we're going to always do.
I saw that whenever the first time I walked in the door. I didn't no sooner get in the door when somebody was there greeting me with a smile. How can I help you and everything? And actually I was just there for our first meeting to talk about the show. But and if you just kind of wander around the store, bump into one of them, can I help you find something? Are there anything particular you're looking for? And say, like, no, I'm just here to chat. So, but there they are. They very friendly.
You're bound to see someone at our store that you probably know, and we tend to know everybody's name as they come in the door as well.
That's good. I mean, after all those years of being around here, you got to know everybody knows your name.
Well, I shared with you a story about my uncle, and he had the belief that your time is as valuable as money. So when a contractor or a customer comes in, they have a job to do, and they're in to just get a product from us and get back to their job. So we really try to help people get in, find what they need, and then get out the doors quickly and as reasonably as possible. So it's just been part of our service standard that we've really founded the company on.
Well, it's great to have the two of you come in and give us some insight to OS Lumber and Supply. I know in the coming weeks and months we're going to be kind of concentrating on individual things. Like I mentioned, paint. We'll do that sometime. And I believe, what are we going to be talking about here in a couple of weeks?
Millwork.
Millwork.
Windows.
We have the
Windows.
planning stages for takeoffs. We have our outside salesmen that are going to do some, have their expertise on showcase.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, thank you for being here this morning on Expert Alert, and I'm sure we'll see
Thank
you
you,
around
Jim.
again
We
sometime.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
All right. Another edition of Expert Alert here on WLOX, OS Lumber and Supply. They'll be back in just a few weeks to talk about some more things. So if you've got a little project you want to maybe plan on yourself, or if you're a contractor, you probably already know the kind of work that you, the people that you deal with OS Lumber and Supply. We'll see you next week.
If you have a question for any of our experts, go to WLOX.com and click on Expert Alert. For a list of any of our upcoming experts, go to WLOX.com and click on Expert Alert.